It's your boy Mark Henry on 105.4 RPWP, thepulseradio.com, powered and sponsored by Epic Sports Apparel. We're going to have a little roundtable discussion. 5A and 6A playoffs have started in Texas, and I got a guy that's one of the experts in the area, especially in DFW. His name's Vick Boone. He runs one of the most interesting and probably controversial at times Facebook pages that talks about high school football. It gets very competitive here in Texas. If you don't know, man, check it out. I saw a publication this week on Twitter, I believe. Max Preps ranked the playoffs in the country, and 6A D1 was in the top 5. He had 5A Division 1 was in the top 5. So this man is always in the mix, man. And I see him talking and talking about high school sports. So I thought it'd be a good way to bring him in, get a different perspective on high school football here in Texas. Vic, come on in, man. How you doing?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Man, appreciate you joining us here on the On Your Mark show. Now, we're going to dive right into it. 6A D1 is one of the most talked about divisions in high school football here in Texas. These guys have a lot of talent, a lot of Division I talent that goes into this every year. Let's start with Duncanville, man. Those guys have been doing it year in and year out. In my opinion, and I've been saying this all year, I think it's going to be a Duncanville and North Shore rematch. Go talk about Duncanville a little bit, what you know, and what you think about the Panthers.
Oh, man. Well, okay, so when CP transferred, it blew my mind away because I thought he going to be the heir apparent to JJ. So I was like, okay, damn, that's crazy. He left. But when Grayson Paul transferred in from John Paul, Grayson James transferred in, I'm like, okay, they won't take a huge step off, okay? But the offense hasn't been clicking the way I want it to. But the defense, man, is magical. I had Allen representing Region 1, Duncanville representing Region 2. I thought Allen would beat Duncanville in round 5 in the semis. I totally changed my mind. Duncanville will go to state again to play North Shore, in my opinion. I don't see nobody beating them. The defense, the way they played Caden Salter let me know. And K-Saw is one of the best quarterbacks in the state. The way they played him changed my mind completely. It just blew my mind away. With Blackshire, with Crooks, with Thursby, in the front four, Duncanville, they're overwhelming people. And then the kid that moved in from Odessa, Malachi, Medlock, if once the quarterback can get in his groove and they unleash him and let him throw the ball, which I know he can, that's scary because Duncanville offense hasn't reached its full potential yet, and they have not unleashed the full offense of what I know has potential to do. But the defense, oh my God, yeah, I won't go against them.
Well, I believe that in the game you mentioned against Cedar Hill, Caden Salter, one of the top quarterbacks in the country, not just in the state of Texas. They had Crook and they had Blackshear kind of spying him, so he wasn't able to run around, and they still put up 14 points. There was a great catch down in the end zone by one of K-Soft's receivers that, so Cedar Hill is going to be straight as well, I believe, and we'll get to them in a sec. But I do think you hit it on the head when you talk about that defense. I mean, you got, man, Power 5 guys galore over there.
Yeah, man, they loaded.
Now,
nobody's going on them. Yeah.
And I agree with you on the quarterback situation. I think he's been kind of hesitant. Maybe he's not used to playing with that much talent. The offensive line in front of him is great. I think they haven't, Coach Samples and those guys kind of been holding him back. But this is the playoffs, and the deeper they get, they're gonna kind of face some teams that they really, really need the quarterback to stand out.
I agree 100%. Yes. Yep.
Now they face a Dallas Skyline team that usually has a lot of talent. They're sitting at 5-4, but with this COVID kind of messing everything up, I think the Skyline kind of got a late start. They could give the Panthers some trouble. Talk about Skyline just a little bit.
Man, well, see, you remember when Coach Samples was at Skyline, and he kept 6 to 8 Division I recruits every year on the Skyline team. He was, matter of fact, that was like university, like everybody went to Skyline just to go get a D1 prospect. But when he left and with the Duncanville, obviously we all know what he's doing now. Skyline is still good, but they not the same Skyline without coach samples there. I think that they'll come out fired up against Duncanville, and they might make a play here and there. But when Duncanville settle down, they're gonna overwhelm Skyline, and they got that one kid. What's his name? Cordarius is going to the U.S. Well, I don't know where he's going now. He's top receiver in the country. One USC.
Right.
They that's not gonna be enough. With one kid. I think they'll come out fired up. They'll come out, crunk, and they'll come out excited, but Coach Sample's gonna tell them something in their ear, and then the boys gonna fire up, and Skyline won't have a chance that game. They won't. I don't think it's gonna be. It ain't gonna be a good game. I think Duncanville gonna overwhelm them with the defense, and Rodney Daniels gonna do his thing. Even they're gonna get up a minute, and they're gonna start trying to just get some reps in for boys, and but Skyline had a decent year. Wasn't a bad year for everything they went through. I wish they would have played Lancaster early on in the year to kind of give me a better glimpse of some, but that didn't happen. So, but I don't see it being a competitive game at all, in my opinion.
Definitely agree with you on that one. Now let's move to Rockwall DeSoto. DeSoto is coming off a very, very big win this week. Rockwall. These are two teams that are traditionally very good. Samari Collier and those guys over there at DeSoto have been killing it. The defense is fast as usual. Yep. Give me your opinion on that game.
I'm okay. I'm 50-50 on it right now. I normally have all my picks in by Wednesday, honestly, but this one that I do not know. I don't know which the DeSoto's team show up. To be truthfully honest, I'll be blunt. I don't trust DeSoto coaching. That's what I've always said. Samari Collier, I think he's underrated. I love the front four of DeSoto. I think the DBs are young, but they all might go like D1 one day. They all are good, but they just young. And Rockwall throw the ball. If DeSoto can't get the Brayton lock, DeSoto gonna be in trouble. If you let him just sit back there and pick you apart, he gonna pick you apart. He go to the open man. He don't believe in showing favoritism like they did last year with Jackson Smith. This year he picks you apart. So it makes it scarier because last year he was going to one guy and you still couldn't stop that one kid. Now he's going to 1, 2, 3 check down, and that's But I don't think Rockwall with a 3-3-5 defense with the speed DeSoto have, that's what's going to hurt Rockwall. That edge they don't have. They got big linebackers, but the speed is just not there. But can DeSoto stop Rockwall from scoring? And then a play, maybe a special teams, a fumble, a tipped interception here and there. I haven't decided yet. If I had to just pick a team, I would go with DeSoto. But man, I'm kind of leaning toward Rockwall just because they got Brayden Locke, man, and I just like the kid, honestly. I ain't gonna. And then I just think Rockwall coaching staff would have the boys in better positions, to make better plays. That's my personal opinion. But DeSoto could win the game, But I'm leaning toward DeSoto. But man, I wouldn't be shocked if Rockwall win. Wow. Yeah.
Man, tough toss up there. I agree with you on both sides.
Woo.
I think that Coach Mathis has some things to redeem himself with. He's a guy that I've had a chance to visit with in the past, even when he was down at Marshall when he came back to DeSoto, and those guys get up for every game. I did happen to see DeSoto against Cedar Hill, and it could be that was more of an emotional game. Those guys kind of got out of sorts, several penalties here and there. They got to stay disciplined against Rockwall if they think they're going to win this game. That's true.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Now let's shoot over here. I think you probably know these guys a little bit. Denton Guyer, and Arlington. Talk about that one real quick.
Arlington is sneaky good, but they don't have enough. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. Me and my boy, the one I was telling about, Big Drew, I don't like this Guyer's offense this year. They run that Rockwall offense, and with Coach Walsh, before he left out to San Marcos, he had it perfectly for Eli Stowers. Now you're expecting Eli to go back there to be Brayton Locke, throwing the ball all over the field. That's not Guyer's game. That's what I don't like about Guyer's offense. But they have enough to beat Arlington. I think they'll beat them by at least 2 or 3 touchdowns, I think. But Arlington is scrappy. They don't have like the best kids at their positions, but boy, they scrappy. So if Guyer come out there with a couple of turnovers here and there, I wouldn't be shocked if Arlington beat them by a field goal or a touchdown. They real scrappy, you know. They don't have, like I said, they don't have the best kids. Their best player was it Florida last year? Was it Florida? Did he already graduate? That what's his name? I forgot the cornerback name. He played
Oh,
with.
Deuce is out. Deuce is
Yeah.
out.
Okay, what I
Deuce
thought.
Garment is
Okay.
out. Yeah,
Okay.
he's going to A&M.
Yeah, not Deuce, not for Guy. The one for Arlington. Was it last year? He played
Oh yeah,
quarterback.
he's at Florida. Yeah, he's at
That's what
Florida.
I thought. See, he was
That's right.
explosive. They still scrappy in Arlington, but they don't. I don't think gonna have enough to beat Guy. I think Guy takes it by at least 2 touchdowns. If Arlington can get some turnovers here and there and keep Eli in the offense off the field, they got a shot. But I don't think Arlington has enough to overcome Guy, in my personal opinion. They just don't have it this year. But they scrappy, man. I'll put that. They scrappy. They are really, but they just don't have the players enough to sustain their full. Not against Guy. Not against that team.
Well, they play in a tough district with Martin, Bowie,
South Grand Prairie.
South Grand Prairie. So they've been battle tested. And speaking of Bowie, they have a surprise team with everybody. I thought is Prosper. Bowie and Prosper should be a very good game Saturday at Grapevine Mustang Stadium. Touch that real quick.
I got Prosper that game. I think they peaking at the right time. I think when they got beat, was it who beat them? The Braswell beat them?
Yes, Braswell did beat them.
I was so shocked, but then when they beat Boyd, and then they almost beat Geyer. Okay, and with team, I think they battle test. I think Prosper coming there to take care of business. As a matter of fact, they're a sleeper team because when Nussmeier got hurt, I instantly said, that's gonna get Prosper up and ready. That's gonna be a team that might put somebody out, a good team out. Because when Lake Travis got beat by Round Rock, I was like, whoa, now. Convery Justin got beat. I'm like, wow. I think Prosper could be a team that, not Bowie, because Bowie ain't like a team that you expect them to go far for, but they are battle tested. They are battle tested. I do think Prosper, though, got a really, really a good team. But I think Prosper takes Bowie, though.
Well, I kind of agree with you there, but I'm not going to give up on the Volunteers. Coach DeArmond over there always has a playoff tested team. They put out lots of talent at Arlington Bowie every year. And
they do.
We've had a chance to visit with several of his players this year. So if I'm gonna have to go on the other side and pick Bowie just because I know those guys a little bit.
Hey, well, what's their offensive line name? He's number 2 in the Texas behind Quinn Ewers, offensive line guard, I think.
Yeah, they do have a big guy over there. I got to find his name for you. I'll get that for you, but they do. They do.
Okay,
yeah.
I got you. That's gonna be a good game. Okay.
Yeah, it should be a very good game. Now let's touch on Cedar Hill real quick. To me, Caden Salters has been playing out of his mind. He's got a great supporting cast, and Kevin Young and those guys. Offense, defense plays well. Coach Carlos Lynn has those guys seemingly ready to play.
Yeah.
But here you got Tyler Legacy, something we talk about. Everybody knows about Beast Texas. Anything that comes out of East Texas is always pretty competitive. Touch on that game real quick.
I got Cedar Hill coming out pretty handily. Tyler Legacy young. I do think give them another year or two, get some upperclassmen in, they'll be better. Even JT when they come back up, John Tyler. But as for this game, I think Cedar Hill comes out, hand it to them. They don't got enough to case out. I like Cedar Hill defense. They big, they strong, they get you the ball. Like I say, Kevin Young, K-Salt back there. K-Salt, he moved the ball around to his receivers. He's a smart kid on the field. And, oh, my God. Yeah, I think they handle him easy. Cedar Hill, they advances.
I think the Longhorns do continue to roll. I agree. K-Salt and those guys have been playing above the clouds this year.
Yes, they have.
Now, last year, I think that was coaching last year against Den Guy. How do you 3 or 4?
My God.
Check this out. 3 of 4 onside kicks. 41-14 at halftime. You don't lose that way.
Coaching. Yes, they had the game won. I was at the game last year when they was at the Cotton Bowl. Guy won. It was a close game, but the playoff game they played, definitely. Cedar Hill had the game won. Coaching blemish, they choked. There's no excuse for it. They're on the collision course this year again. But everybody now I know is picking Bridgeland to represent Region 2. So, but we're gonna find out. I picked Cedar Hill before the season started. Now with Katie in Division 2, I'm like, oh Lord, damn. They got Bridgeland coming up. So, we will see. But I got Cedar Hill. That's my state pick team that I did pick to go to state in Division Two.
That's a good pick, and Bridgeland is Connor Wagman is playing out of his mind down in the Houston area, a straight beast. But that's a whole nother segment. But again, this is Mark Henry with
I
Vick
got you.
Boone on the On Your Mark Show here on 105.4 RPWP, thepulseradio.com. Now let's talk about Denton Ryan and College
Yeah.
Station. This should be a pretty good game, but I got Ryan going pretty much as far as they allowed us. So Billy Bowman, straight beast. Hannigan's playing at a great level. I gotta say these guys are just, they're must see TV. I know you saw the catch that everybody saw around the world
Yeah.
against Frisco Lone Star. I mean,
Mhm.
he's just a young thoroughbred. They have talent out of this world. Now, College Station has always been a really good team. They won state a couple years ago, beat Alito.
Yep.
But let's talk about this game real quick.
Um. I, I don't want to be biased. I'm gonna be truthfully honest. College Station. So they're a disciplined team, offensively and defensively. They tackle well. They do a lot of things well. I think what's gonna hurt them is gonna come down to straight athletic ability when it comes down to talent of the teams. Uh, I be on the field a lot with Ryan, and them balls are huge a person. I mean, and they want it. I think College Station we're gonna overwhelm them. I think Ryan gonna overwhelm them. But I do think the game be close. For maybe the first quarter, maybe first half. I think Ryan blow it open. I think it's maybe a 17 points to 25-point game, something like that. I don't think with this defense Ryan has now, it's something special. College Station won't be able to just sustain drives as they did in their district against like New Caney and Lufkin and Magnolia. Now they won't be able to do that against this particular team. Like I said, Hennigan, Bowman, Jatavian, um, Anthony Hill, DJ, and Ty Marsh, all Division One prospects. Austin Jordan, they've been playing lights out. What scares me with Ron, honestly, man, is our running game. We have not found a sustained when Amani Beatty left last year to go to school. We thought we thought we had that replacement. We got kids that can do it, but they play other positions. Our running backs has not came the way we thought they'll come through. So I hope that don't hurt us. Other than that, uh, I think Ryan wins by at least 17 to 25 points this weekend. I think we overwhelm them. I really do.
Yeah, I noticed that they put Hill in at running back because
Mm-hmm.
he's a 5-star
He gonna
linebacker
be.
as well.
Mm-hmm. He will be. Yes. Yep. He will
And
be.
I mean, but you got to put your best players on the field, and I get that. Bowman plays both ways, and so does Sanders. So
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've always been a big fan of Denton Ryan, going back to Spencer Sanders and those guys. I
Yeah.
covered a lot of
Yep.
Ryan football over the years, and grown to be fond of the program. So those guys are rich in talent. I remember Billy Bowman as a freshman in show,
Mm-hmm.
and sure as well as Jatavian Sanders. Man, both guys I knew right away just from the eye test they passed it then. So
Yeah. Yep.
I expect Ryan to roll down. Here's the most intriguing matchup I think in the state this week. Lancaster, Longview.
Uh-oh.
Weibo Nation is undefeated, and you
Yep.
got the Lobos who are state champion a couple years ago, but have a young team.
18.
Now,
Yep.
I will say that the Tigers can go with anybody. On paper, they have one of the top offenses in the country, not just in the state. Coach Gilbert
Mm-hmm.
is a seasoned coach. They have talent on both sides of the ball. They just haven't been tested for 60 minutes like they're going to get tested this week.
Mm-hmm.
I think Longview brings it, but I'm going to have to go with Lancaster to win it in a close one.
In the close. Okay. So me, Longview has everything they need to compete. What scares me with Longview is the young quarterback because I think they had two of them. They both sophomores, and Coach King is trying to find which one kind of can push them over the top. When they got smashed by Temple earlier this year, that kind of shocked me because Temple pulled away the second half, which was first game of the season, COVID going on, all this unknown stuff going on. Then they found their footing, ran to Highland Park, had the game probably won. We lost 18-13. They drove the last damn minute, I think, of the game. Highland Park scored. Longview can't sustain drives. This young quarterback makes too many turnovers. He hold the ball too long. He fumble. Costly turnovers cost Longview. As far as Longview and Lancaster game itself, oh man, I got family in Lancaster, cousin on the cheerleading team, and I just feel conflicted. But I want to say this: Longview hit back. This ain't Dallas. I'm sorry. This ain't Molina. This ain't
DISD.
Sunset.
Yeah. Right.
This ain't. They hit back. So you going out there, and I ain't gonna use the word bullying. You going out there overwhelming these kids in DISD, and you doing this to them, and you're running this 300 yards, 200-yard receiving, passing, breaking these records. Cool. Because my thing is put Lone Star, Highland Park, Ryan, whoever, Lido in that same district. We're gonna do the same thing. That's how I feel. Now, I think Longview gonna come out there and hit them in their mouth. They're gonna tell you gonna get up. That's what you're gonna do. I got Longview win the game. I got Longview win the game by a field goal. It's gonna be fun, competitive. I think if Lancaster could take that punch and say, "Damn, okay, cool. We never been hit like this year." I think Lancaster got a chance of winning. If Lancaster get hit and they like, "Damn, man, what's going on?" and they looking at each other. Cause you know, for me with East Texas football, them boys, that's all they got.
That's all they do.
That's all they do.
That's all they do.
So I got Lancaster in a close one, but it can go either way. But Lancaster, I got Longview in a close one.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. I think the Tigers win and set up a match that everybody's been looking for. I think that they have the talent on both sides of the ball, and I think the difference will be Glenn Rice Jr. He's playing at a great level. You know, he had the experience last year as a sophomore. Now as a junior, he's playing, above his age. And I think that's going to be the difference, like you said, the quarterback situation.
Yeah, I agree.
Now let's move to the last two games. We got Aledo and North Forney. Now I think this is going to be an interesting game. My guy Cam over there is one of the top tight ends in the country. He's going to Michigan State for North Forney. They've been playing some good. Yeah, he's been doing his thing for a long time over there. Then you got Aledo's the traditional power. The Bearcats lost to Caden Salter. First time they lost in so many games at home in years. They don't lose at home. Didn't Guy? I was there for that game last year, and Kedrick Cobbs and company. They took care of business. That's my guy. Yep. I named him the closer when he was here. He's down at TSA now. That's my guy.
Yeah, I like him.
Because he always closed the deal, man. And he could do it from any. He can do it with 2-point conversions. He can do it on extra points, everything.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, shout out to my guy, Kedrick Cobbs. But Aledo, North Forney, give me your thoughts on that one.
Oh, man. I think Aledo beat him because what I did was, in my analogy, I went back and did Aledo and Timberview. Then I did Aledo, Timberview, then North Forney and Ennis. So Ennis beat North Forney 38-14. Aledo beat Timberview 44-28. That last minute, was it 30 seconds on the clock? I think DeMarco broke a 79-yard run, so it was 37-28. But what happened at the game? Because I was at I was a 3 Aledo game this year. I was at the Lone Star, City Hill, and I went to the Timberview game. The Timberview game, just coaching, the boys start talking this noise, and then they start doing costly penalties, and then that made Aledo get crunk, and then that coach, they just overwhelmed Timberview. North Forney beat Lone Star this year, but we don't know, we don't know what that was about. Then Ennis beat North Forney 38-14. That's gonna be a good game. I know North Forney got a good front four. I know Jake's gone, Parks is gone, Jake is gone, but then they got JoJo over there, DeMarco doing his thing. And then North Forney, Acuna, I think his name, Acuna, number 13. He's good, got some great big receivers. But some reason North Forney don't be showing me. They don't be clicking right to me. Something about them, they're just not. It's not something missing with them. So I got a lead. I say 21 points. If I had to guess a score, 42-21. I just don't think North Forney gonna have enough, to sustain, the offense that the coach does. His name, I think Jones, offensive coordinator, that he run. They just don't have enough. Don't see it.
Right.
Don't see it.
Well, I think this is one of the most biggest question marks Aledo's had this year is the quarterback situation.
Agreed.
The quarterback that they had move in, I think, from Glen Rose, got hurt early in the year towards ACL.
My guy. Mm-hmm.
And then I did happen to see the game against Timberview, and the young kid I think he's a sophomore now or something.
Number 16 moved in from California. He's a junior. Number 9 that played against City Hill was a sophomore. They went and benched number 9. They're going with number 16 now. Mm-hmm.
Right, but
Yeah.
then they had JoJo, they had DeMarco running some Wildcat, which I think
Yes.
that
Yep.
offensive line got in the groove, and then also B.J. Allen spent some time on offense, but not as much. He's a LSU committed at safety,
Yes. Yes.
and I think that's the only thing, the only Achilles heel is they don't have that sustainability at quarterback this year like they've always had with a Bishop. They've always had a
True.
Bishop to kind of bail them
Always.
out. And on each one of those runs, it was a Bishop at the helm, at the quarterback position. So I agree this is going to be a close one. I hope that Alito doesn't look past North Forney because they are a very good team, well coached. They've been doing this here for a couple of years. But I agree with you. I think Alito, makes a few big plays with
Yep.
JoJo and DeMarco, getting the ball in their hands. And they
And
got a
that,
big
yep.
they got a big young tight end over there. I can't
Ooh, number
recall his name.
89. Yeah, number 8.
Yes,
Yes, he's huge. Six
yes,
five,
yeah.
250. Yeah. Yep.
Got to get the ball in his hands a little more. I know that
I agree.
JoJo and those guys drive that truck over there, but
Yeah.
this young kid is going to be on the cusp. I think in the next couple of years, you'll definitely know his name.
True.
But I agree with you. I think Alito at least wins by a field goal. I'll put it like that.
Oh, you got it close.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be close, just because I just know that North Point is gonna bring it a little bit. Like you said, they ran up
Okay.
against a great Ennis team, which is a great segue into the last game we'll talk about.
Okay.
Ennis and Mansfield Timberview. Now we'll talk about this at the end once you talk about the game. But Ennis has been looking for Alito all year. It's
Yes, they
been
have.
heavy
Yeah.
on social media here in the DFW area. Those two teams played a great game last year, and Ennis came up short, and they felt like they left something on the table. They've been licking their chops to get to Alito. I think that they go through Mansfield Timberview, probably at least 21 points.
I agree with you. I was talking with somebody earlier today, and they asked me my prediction on that. Mansfield Timberview has the players and the athletes to do it. I don't think they're well coached. The way people, they just not well coached. The quarterback shocked me though. I'm not gonna lie. He's really good. He's really
He's a
good.
really good player.
He's a really good
Yes.
player. But I do agree with you. Ennis who do win by at least 3 touchdowns. They come out there. They're not playing with Timberview. They're gonna come out there, hit him in their mouth, make it known we are the Lions. You don't belong on the same field with us. Um, Tim View dropped a lot of touchdowns throughout this year, and the quarterback can't do it himself. The running game, I did not see it. And it's gonna be too much for Tim View. It ain't gonna be close. I do at least 21 points. I agree, at least 21. Offense gonna roll. They're gonna roll through Tim View. Yeah, I agree.
Well, the Lions have always been a great place to find talent. They got Coach Harrell back at the helm
Yes, they
after
do.
he took a couple years off. I think that Ennis does strike back and get Timberview.
Yeah.
And this region is going to be tough to get out of. It looks like Alito and Ennis are on a collision course to play each other again, but we'll see, man. Again, this is Mark Henry on the On Your Mark show on 105.4 RPWP, thepulseradio.com. Vick Boone joining me here. Now, Vick runs one of the more popular Facebook chat rooms, or whatever you want to call it. Tell them a little bit about that and where they can reach you at on social media, because I think that you do a great job, man.
I appreciate it, man. So a lot of my friends called me like, "Damn, Vic, you love football, bro. You need to do something with it." So growing, and I say, let's start a Facebook group. Everybody had friends that wanted some, people who knew of the DFW, because you got guys who got stuff in Houston and other areas, and they were like, "Well, nobody getting that area that talks about some of the local teams." And I was like, "Okay, well, okay, so I can do that, And I started it in think June. And that's what December, and we got like 520 members in the group.
Definitely.
So yeah, it's called DFW Discussion, high school football discussion. But we talk about NFL, we talk about college. I post scores, and people post their kids. It's just an open chat. We're just getting there, have fun. And it's all DFW teams. We go from Collin County, Denton County, Dallas, Tarrant, Parker. Ellis, and we just have a good time. Like I say, I know some guys in there personally, but like even you today, met you, other guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I see, SD Johnson
That's
and
my guy.
I see. Okay, see, so he write me message like, "Hey man, my name's so and so." I didn't know he went to his son, Boogie went to Bowman Westbrook. before?
Yeah.
Like that?
No, he's
Okay.
at Lancaster.
He at Lancaster, but he used to go play with Bryce Anderson and Beaumont, didn't
Yeah.
he? Okay. So real
They
stuff.
played Little League together.
Lily, okay, my
Yeah.
bad. So
Yeah.
I'm so a lot. I'm networking with a lot of different guys. So yeah, come join and I'll accept you in, man. That's what I do. Tomorrow I start a whole new week of discussing the second round of the playoffs and yeah. So just stay tuned. Oh yeah.
Well, we appreciate you joining us here on the On Your
You
Mark show. Man, anytime you want to come on, I'm sure this won't be the last time we speak. Look out for Vick Boone, DFW Discussion. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with the next segment here on the On Your Mark show.